Hello and welcome to Mayhem with your host May May.
Hi, today I just have a little warning before I go into my topic. This might be a prequel. This is kind of a big deal and it's really, really personal. And I wanted to be open and honest and share a little bit of my story. So, I'm going to start with my Nana. She was my grandma and she was amazing. She was one of my biggest advocates when she was alive. She cared about me, and when I was struggling, she would help me. She was a really big critic, so if I was doing something that she didn't like, eventually I would be getting a letter in the mail explaining why, but that didn't change how she treated me, that didn't change how she loved me, and I loved my Nana very, very much, so much so that when she was dying, I moved from New Mexico, where I was, even though my husband at the time still had a year left to serve. I came home a year early so that I could be there to help my mom take care of my Nana and to be around and help with the business and to come home. So I was around when my Nana was dying. She had lung cancer, and one day before she went into hospice for the last time, she pulled us all around the bed and she talked to each one of us by ourselves. And she gave us her final wisdom. And my Nana told me, and I didn't really understand it at the time, my Nana told me that it was okay to let go of the past. And I was thinking, okay, do I talk about my ex-husband too much? Do I worry too much about the past? Or what's going on here? But okay, I will work on that. And I didn't really know how prophetic her final wisdom would be to me. Because she's my mother's mother. And recently my own mother has done some things that I cannot abide in my life. I cannot have, because it threatens the peace that I've created. So I have made the hard decision to let my mom go and to let that piece of my life stay where it is in the past. And so when I talk about that, it brings back my grandmother's advice. I don't know if it was supposed to be prophetic. I don't know if it was supposed to be about what was happening at the time. But I'm going to hold on to my grandma's wisdom, and I'm going to be strong for this process. And so I'm not going to send this because it's going to open the lines of communication again. But I thought I'd share it with you. I wrote, "Dear Mom, I just have one thing to say to you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me grow into the person I am today. Our relationship has always been tumultuous, and through that chaos I learned exactly who I am, and I'm not sorry for any of it. There is nothing as complicated as a mother-child relationship. There is nothing as precious, nothing as generous, nothing else like it in the world. You feed it all you can, and you nurture it to become something better than both of you. And in that you have succeeded. In our relationship I have grown, I have learned, and I have become. In every relationship there is also an end point, a moment where it will all stop, and you learn how to be you without your mother. Most of the time this ending is when one of us dies. Sometimes it happens by neglect. In this instance, it's happening by choice. I will always be grateful for you. I am grateful that you gave me the ability to laugh in spite of pain, that you gave me a generous heart, that you gave me a work ethic and a drive to be the best that I can be for my job and my family. You gave me life and an entire lifetime of love. Not unconditional love, but simply love. And I love you right back. I love you so much that I am simply letting you go. You don't need to worry about me anymore. You don't need to worry that I will shame you or embarrass you in any way. Any ties we had are severed from this moment on, and my choices I make are and always have been mine and mine alone. I have come to know peace in my life. I have discovered a calm that I want to take with me for the rest of my days. It happened slowly and then all at once. Like all good things, I don't want to risk that calm, that peace for anything. It's my own creation, my own universe. I need to be really careful about what I let into my life that will disturb my peace. And you, I am afraid, are something that I need to let go of to keep my peace. I love you. Please know that. I really do. I miss you and your smile and the frown line that mirrors my own and your insistence that we do Sunday dinners and the games we laughed around the table with and the teamwork that you and I seem to always share. I miss your insistence and your generosity. I miss your presence in my life, and I always will. You are my mother, and I will always long for you. I hope the best for you. I hope you find your dreams realized. I hope you find peace and calm in your own life as well. I want nothing but the best for you today and always. If the only prayer that is ever uttered is thank you, in the end, that is enough. So thank you, Mom. Thank you for 39 wonderful years. I appreciate everything you've done for me and making me who I am today. A person I cherish and love and is deserving of the peace she has found. You taught me that, Mom. You named me a name that means worthy of love, and I finally understand exactly what that entails. Thank you. Love, your daughter, Amanda. So, when Liz Gilbert was taking care of Rhea Elias, it was rough because she had stage 4 cancer. She was dying. And she talked about it in a podcast that she did with Rob Bell last year. She talked about it being bad, about it just being so awful that she couldn't imagine getting it worse. And so she went outside and she said, God, give it to me. Give me the worst you can, because I don't understand your message yet. I'm not hearing you yet. I need it worse. And it got worse. And then she finally saw. I don't know what she saw, but she finally learned what she needed to know. And I feel like that this has happened slowly as well. It started with an idea, with a thought, and then over time, the thought became a plan, and then the plan became an action, and then the action became my whole life. And now I'm on the flip side, and my daughter is going through some big things, and I want to be there for her the best way that I can, and I want to be 100% there for her without thinking of the past, without feeling any regret or any guilt, and I just want to be 100% me so that I can be 100% there for her. And so I just want to be able to let things go as bravely and as courageously as I can. So every day I'm going to remember these two things. Every day I'm going to remember that gratitude is the most important, the most prevalent, and the most sincere thing that you can give. And I'm going to remember that I have to keep the perspective that not everything is about me. Not everything is my fault. Not everything is in some way something that I did. Sometimes things just happen. And it's not your fault. And it's not your idea. And it's nothing that you did to make that happen. It just happens. And that's okay. I'm going to try to remember the Serenity Prayer in the terms of I can control what I can. And what I can control is my mental focus. Day to day, hour to hour, moment to moment. Letting go is a lifelong encounter. It's not I'm going to open my hands now and it's going to be gone forever. It's making that decision every day. Making that same choice every day. Don't ever stop. And the high from the resulting calm that comes from genuinely and openly letting things go, there's nothing like it. I have never felt so calm. I have never felt so at peace with myself in making this decision. It was like one of those aha moments. It's like, oh, so that's what that's supposed to feel like. Okay. Because hope is important. It's important to have that little bird nesting in your soul that says maybe this can happen someday. But there comes a point where you just have to say, no, it can't happen. And if I'm going to keep the peace that I have to let hope fly away. And that's what I've done. So the book that I wanted to talk about today is a classic. It is one of my favorite books. I've read it 3 to 4 times. I probably should go back and read it and get the perspective of it from a mother's perspective, because I always read it before I was a mom. But that book is by none other than the king of horror himself, Stephen King. I think it's honestly one of the best books I've ever read. And it's The Stand. And it starts with a virus that takes out 99% of the population. No, this is not the coronavirus. This is just a virus. And then it gets into the good versus evil part. And that's the part that's the best. Because then all of a sudden you have all these survivors from all across the world, and they start having these big dreams. And they start having these visions. And then they have these callings. And then all of this stuff brings forth action. And so at the end of the book, you get a classic good versus evil. And it's about letting go of what the world was, letting go of your ideas and your hopes and your dreams and everything, and embracing this new stuff, this new life, these new actions, this new entire reality. And so when it comes to letting go, there can be no better book than a book about the apocalypse. So that's my book today. And today my prayer is to help me learn to unclench my fists so that maybe someday I can completely live in the now and not the past. I went to Barnes & Noble the other day, and they had this plaque that Tisa said she's going to paint for me. It says, inhale the future, exhale the past. And I want to add the line, be in the now, because that's what I want to do. So this one was personal, and I just want to thank you for hearing me out, and thank you for listening, and have a great night. Bye.